Hello everyone, today in this video we will fight against the utmost character of our world around us, and this time we will mention and comment the 75th anniversary of the fact that with the ship called Windsurf, about 700 to 800 Jamaicans came to settle down in United Kingdom or Great Britain, how you can call this country. These two names are official. So they came in on the 22nd of June 1948 and just step on the British soil. They were taken to England from Jamaica because those days Jamaica suffered huge economical problems. There was a really incredible population increase, rapid one, and this is the fact that hygiene and medicine made progress and reached, especially hygiene, also there. So kids were not dying so massively as previously in the young age. So they were able to reach the reproduction age, and the population of Jamaica was booming. So the economy couldn't catch up with the requirements of growing population. Economy, I mean mainly agriculture in Jamaica. So they were in danger of starvation. So the government of England and Commonwealth decided to relocate some people. Yeah, analogy to today's awful politics of European Union elites to relocate problematic people in case of Europe, but these Jamaicans were relocated, as I mentioned, 700 or 800 to Great Britain, some of them seemingly to the other Caribbean island, and now we see how bad practice became a norm, because politicians, thanks to relocation of these people to United Kingdom, this relatively small group, minor group, meaningless group, solved a short-term problem, but this solution, after like 14, 15, 16 years after 1948, the immigration to Great Britain became much more massive, and now still is flooding this country, but also since second half of 1960s flooding European countries. So we see how it works. Short-term solution of problems by politicians, especially by parliamentary politicians, in most cases causes long-term problems with which later entire society has problems for decades, for many decades to come. And we see now where we are 75 years later. Especially I would count this massive immigration to Europe from 1968, because of the cultural changes. I would connect it with hippie sexual revolution. So since 1968 we can say that this immigration to England and to other Western European countries was massive, and also in 1965 United States Immigration Act was changed. So we see that half of 60s, second half of 60s, everywhere more or less we observe similar negative trends. And after 60 years from now, we have all Western countries, Western European countries, and United States and Canada as well, to lesser extent, but as well, at the at the edge, at the brink of social collapse, at the brink of civil wars. There are many no-go zones. There are many regions that newcomers and their descendants really rule out of the control of the central government. They introduce their own practices, they introduce their own morals, they introduce their own customs, and they don't care about native population and their older traditions, not at all. So we see that the process of social disintegration is getting more and more profound and proceeds. So we see that in 1948, when people were looking at this windsurf ship coming to England, they didn't know that after that 15-16 years after this practice will become more and more norm of taking people to the country and using them for political purposes. Because these Jamaicans, and this is the difference with nowadays immigrations, with all problems, cultural differences, they were still Christians and they were speaking English, and some of them had some skills and started working. Not like nowadays immigrants, they do not know languages, they are from completely different cultures and religions, and they do not want to work, they want to enjoy social welfare. And we are also stuffed for many years that these Jamaicans, and later from the second half of 60s, millions of immigrants were taken to rescue the economy, improve the demography, and enrich us culturally. Of course, none of this pseudo argument, typical propaganda stuff, none of these three things is true. These Jamaicans were taken because of the compassion, this is one thing, and because of the fact that one problem had to find quick solutions, so stupid politicians found a short-term solution, which, as I said before, caused long-term problems because new group of politicians started using this bad practice for really nasty purposes to divide and manipulate societies. And now, after 5-6 decades, we are at the brink of the civil unrest in many places. In France, it's already happening, and in England, seemingly it will happen soon, and not only there. So here we see how a quick solution of of problems on a short term, so short-term solution can generate long-term problems. This is perfect case, like these Jamaicans from Windsurf, a ship. All the best. Have a nice day. Bye.